morning. Welcome to our daily vlog of Unsung Heroes of the Bible. My mug for today, if you can see it, is a USS Forstall, that great aircraft carrier that a friend of mine, Tony Porter, was chaplain on board, and it actually came up the river to New Orleans while I was there, and he took me on board and gave me a tour and gave me an officer's mug. So today I remember to pray for Tony, but also to pray for our Navy. And you can join me with that today if you want. Well, our unsung heroes. What do you think of when you look in the mirror? For many, a mirror is just a tool of self-reflection, beauty, identity, whatever you might attach to it. But in Exodus, there's a group of women. Our unsung hero today is a group of women who made an incredible sacrifice. They gave up their mirrors to help build the place where God would meet with his people. That is, of course, the tabernacle. These women are barely mentioned in the Bible. That's why I put them in the category of unsung heroes. But their devotion made a big impact upon worship among the people of Israel during the time of the Exodus. This related to the bronze basin that was part of the tabernacle that was constructed to worship God. And that bronze basin was connected to a gift from these women that we're talking about. In Exodus 38 and verse 8, he made the basin of bronze and its stand of bronze from the mirrors of the ministering women who ministered at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Now, at first glance, if you're reading through there in the building of the tabernacle, you just pass over the various people and components and things like that and look at the whole package of the tabernacle. But these mirrors obviously were made from polished bronze, one of the few personal items that a woman might possess in those days. In Egypt, where these came from, obviously, where mirrors were a symbol of beauty and status and self-care, of course, a reflection of a person's image. Have glass mirrors like we have. Yet these women willingly gave these things up so that they could construct the bronze basin, which is a crucial part of the worship in the tabernacle that God was establishing with the people of Israel. I guess you could say they exchanged self-reflection for God's reflection, something that we could take note of in our lives probably. But who are these women? The Bible calls them ministering women who served at the entrance of the tabernacle. So they weren't just any women from Israel of that day. They were dedicated to God's service, possibly in prayer, worship, assisting the priests, whatever their duties might have been. They chose to be near the presence of God and not to pursue vanity or status. Giving up their mirrors showed that their identity was found in not in their reflection, but in God. A lesson for us, probably from these unsung heroes, is that true beauty is found in worship and not in appearance. Well, the bronze basin, that was in the tabernacle for the cleansing of the priests, was the purpose of it. The mirrors they gave weren't just melted down for decoration. They were used to create the bronze basin at the place of purification for the priests before they entered into God's presence to do what they needed to do in the sacrificial system. Every time the priest washed their hands and feet, they probably, at least initially, remembered the sacrifice that these women made so that they could have that basin. Their offering became a means of purification for all of God's people because of the priest and the sacrificial system being for all of God's people. A lesson in this could be that our sacrifices can help prepare others for worship as well, if we think about it. The thought of giving up what we value for God. That's not a popular topic probably in America today, but these women remind us that true devotion means being willing to surrender even the things that seem very important to us. Uh, what if God asked you to give up something that you hold dear? Would you be willing to lay down your identity, status, your comfort for God's glory? Are you more focused on your reflection than God's presence? These are questions we all ought to ask ourselves, right? They chose to worship over vanity, God's presence over their personal gain, and their story still speaks to us today. These nameless women in Exodus, these unsung heroes, they might not be famous, but their sacrifice is unforgettable. The gift became a tool for worship, and their hearts were fixed on God rather than fixed on themselves. What will you lay down in worship today? Well, I hope this has been an encouragement to you, or perhaps a push to do something today. If you like this, please like, share this channel, and subscribe to it. It's free. And if you want to know more about Tim Searcy Ministries, go to timsearcyministries.com. God bless you. Have a great day.